Hi, and welcome to part 2 of the Master Sloper Set series where we're going to make the front and back bodice. Okay, so right here we got our style lines done. So we're just going to get a basic piece of cotton and we just want to make sure that the grain lines are up and down. And I made a center front and a bust line, and so I'm going to line those up on her and making sure that everything falls nice and neatly. And so we're going to tape that in place once we line up that bust line right there. That tape was sticky, y'all. And I need shorter nails. And so making sure that the grain lines are nice and falling down straight, and see how we're just bringing that over on top there. And so I'm just going to cut off the excess. I made excess on purpose. And so we're going to cut that out. Okay, I'm just double making sure because I've never did a master sloper on a Barbie doll before, just on people. And so she's so much smaller than us. And I know that I'm like double checking, triple checking, quadruple checking, and please forgive me if I'm being repetitious on that, but it's just that, fit is everything. And so it's better to measure twice and cut once, as they say in construction. So we're going to do that with constructing clothing as well. It's better to measure a couple of extra times and just line things up. We just want to make sure that we're doing a good job, So now that I'm satisfied with how that's laying, I'm going to go ahead and tape that in place. And so now we're going to work on that side bust dart. I kind of use my thumb and just pinching that excess fabric above the armhole and pulling it down. It's not a whole bunch, but it's enough. And so we're going to use these little tiny applique pins. They're only like 3/4 of an inch long, so they're like super little, and we're going to get them in there to hold in place, okay? I probably should have said something earlier, but we're using this red pen to mark the lines that we made with our fashion style lines, and so you can see it through the fabric. So we're just going to mark all of those because those are our cutting lines. And so I wanted to just lay that down one more time just to give it a nice crispiness before I mark it with my marker, because we do got to mark our dart. Okay, so we're gonna get that waist dart together now. And so we're just pinching that and lining that dart up with our princess seam that we made, and making sure that it lines up with the apex of our bust. And so we want to get that nice and tight. I was struggling with these applique pens, and so you have to be willing to sacrifice some things for constructing fashion for your craft. And so we're gonna let these nails, we really got to trim them down because they are just getting in my way. So making sure that we have both of our darts marked, and then we're just going to peel this off of her, okay? And so there you have it. That is going to be our bodice piece. And so now we want to cut that out and release the darts. Okay, take that out. And we're just going to cut this out following our red cutting lines. And so, ta-da, there's our bodice front. Okay. Now we got to transfer it over to paper, of course, and we'll do that in a quick second. But we just want to take a look, see how she lined up nice and neatly. Ciao. And now we got to do this back bodice. And so follow along. The back bodice is a little bit easier than the front because there's no bust in the back, and so we don't have as much of a curves or contours to deal with. Okay, so let's do our back dart, and we're gonna get that in place, okay? Okay, so these are our two pieces that we have, and we're going to transfer them over to a piece of cardstock. So go ahead and make your center front and bust line and line your pattern piece up with that. And you're just going to trace that, okay? So we're going to do this same process with the back as well and end up with a front and back bodice. Yay!